The conception of bribery is way too familiar recently in our region. Every now and then we hear about another public official who is accused with bribery. Some of them went to prison for it. A minister, prime minister, a judge, this is only part of the list. It seems like we have to review our criterias of what we expect from every public candidate. In this Parashat Yitro, Yitro is talking to Moshe Rabbeinu and he's suggesting him an idea of what he calls the ministers of tens, the ministers of 50s, the ministers of hundreds, the ministers of thousands. Those would be sub-judges under Moshe Rabbeinu that would be chosen by him. He says, look for them, and they would help him judge the nation of Israel. Now, Yitro lists 4 characteristics that Moshe has to look for when looking for a judge. So he says you should look for able men, those who could stand lots of physical and emotional pressure, which is clearly what you would like a judge to stand off. Because if he can't stand the pressure, then he would crack under it, and then it may lead to misjudgments and mistrials, and the justice wouldn't be done. So for sure, they should be able men. They should be those who fear of God, and only of God, because if they are afraid of other people, again, they can't do their job. There should be truthful people, those who would seek for the truth in order to bring justice, and those who hate greediness. Now, at first look, hate of greediness sounds like the basic, those who wouldn't take bribe criteria, those we believe and know as honest enough people to stand the temptation, even if it's big, say it's a very big bribe that is offered. But that term could be interpreted in more ways that shows us how far should we go when looking for the perfect justice and, of course, the perfect judge. He who hates greed is someone who hates money and capital so much he loathes it. So if you already hate something and somebody would suggest you a more of this something that you hate, for sure you deny it, right? So this candidate should hate money. And if he hates money, for sure he would hate the idea of a bribe. The third interpretation is that he should be rich enough. So he wouldn't have to think like something like, oh, but my youngest kid needs new shoes. So when someone suggests him bribery, he would make all this calculation, should I take bribery or not? Again, it wouldn't be a temptation for him if he is rich enough, then he doesn't need the money. All the 3 together, thought Yitro, are what you need in order to find the perfect judge. He has to be rich. He has to hate money so much. So when offering money, it would be like offering a free headache. And he has to hate bribery like every honest person. Unfortunately, today, aside from some technical criteria, nobody is expecting a judge to be that righteous. But in reality, the Torah teaches us this is what we have to strive for in order to make and get real